A list of the topics, themes, and subject matter for the episode can be found in the chat or description below.
The three of us, we are soldiers. My girls are better than your girls, 'cause they're not really girly girls, like a girly girl. They're really cool, not that shallow. Cool, not that shallow. My girls are better than your girls, 'cause they're not really girly girls, like a girly girl. They're really cool, not that shallow. The three of us, we are soldiers. We got soul. The three of us, we are soldiers. The three of us, we are soldiers. The three of us, we got soul, we are soldiers.
We would like to thank our sponsor, HeroForge.com. HeroForge.com has enabled us to bring you Midnight Rush to your very homes, and without them, we wouldn't be here. If you haven't heard it yet, HeroForge.com offers kit bashing. It is a new feature for pro subscribers that levels up the customization on HeroForge.com. The vast array of items and features that can be placed anywhere on the Mini, users have more freedom than ever before to create bespoke miniatures that represent their characters' unique personalized stories. Kit bashing allows you to add up to 20 more items onto your Mini, with each individual item having independent scaling, rotation, and movement. Minis themselves now have greater customization with kit bashing, including more granular hand and finger positioning, independently posable legs and feet, and scaling for individual body parts. Items added to the Mini via kit bashing can be nested together into folders in the kit bashing menu on the right side of the screen, which allows them to be scaled and moved as one unit. Kit bashed minis can be purchased in any form currently available on Hero Forge, including both physical products and such as color printed plastic or color standees, as well as the digital products such as STLs. Visit HeroForge.com and make your Mini today. Look, I don't know how much I can be of help to you guys against him. We never really broke our bond, so moving against him on my part is harder.
Bond, what does that mean?
When you were made, you feel a bond. It's like how you feel when you talk to your parent, your mother, your father. No matter how much you hate them, you still can't fully hate them. There's some form of voice inside your head to say that just tells you to obey them or some sort. And unfortunately, therapy is not going to break that bond.
Is that between every vampire that gets turned? And as Coralie says this, she sneaks a look over at Adrian.
Adrian makes it a point to not look at you, but does feel the eyes, essentially.
Yeah. Almost all of us. But the sire can choose to break it whenever.
Oh, okay.
We just need to get him to break it.
He's not going to break it. He knows it's the only leverage he has against me.
What's his name?
David. David Min.
Well, ain't that just the most anticlimactic name of a seer? A seer? Is that what you said? A seer?
Sire.
Sire.
Tinny kind of sits down with her arms crossed and just says, well, if we don't have Jet's help, I think we're severely fucked.
You don't not have my help, but it's going to be a lot harder. Harder than what we did the warehouse 2 days ago. Which reminds me, where the hell have you guys been?
The night market. We didn't know it would be that long, okay?
Okay. Well, David's working with a guy named Austin Collins, and they want the stone. These guys still have it.
That's why we went into the night market to figure out how we could get rid of it.
And you did.
As far as we think.
It's in the dustpan.
She did a whole thing.
He cups your face, Chanyol. Says, great job. And just lies, like, kind of rests back into the couch. Look, without it, then that means they're fucked. That's great.
Did you get any other information about it? Like, the last time we talked about it, you didn't know that much or something, right?
Nobody knows that much about it. Me and Wendy, I assume you've met. We ran into a cult before. It wanted to create the stone to bring forth like the apocalypse of vampires for some reason. A guy that I met before and helped me out with Natalie mentioned that there are weird uses for these stones.
Right. We found out about some of that.
I've only heard of this, and I've never attempted to make it. When I heard somebody was able to make one and compiled all of our notes, like all of Duskborn notes, that's what brought me here. That's what I'm trying to stop. Because none of us needs to have that power.
Agreed.
We all agree on that. That's why we did what we did.
And he kind of like flexes his hand and kind of like checks for functionality. You starting to notice that his hand is purely clean. There used to be a bunch of tattoos on his knuckles that are completely gone.
Whoa. Is that all it takes to get him removed?
Those are different types of tattoos. There are ways that my kind can create spells through runes. I had to use one to get out last night. They're still at your place, Chanyol, and they're looking for the rest of you.
Fuck.
Fortunately, Natalie is out of commission, and I don't know where she is. And she took her ring off, and I can't find her. And you start to see some form of dread fill Jet's expression.
I'm sorry about her, man.
Is that our next move? We gotta find her, right?
She might be halfway to St. Petersburg by now. I don't know. David is bad for both of us. And if she can save herself, then that's great.
What do the other kindred think of him? Like, just do people side with him?
That's the thing. He's not supposed to be here.
Oh, wrong territory.
Yeah.
Well, that's good then. Then that's a lot of people he just pissed off. That's an army.
Yes and no. He paid his respects to the Camarilla, which is their form of like
I'll pass.
But can, what is it, like, revoke it by finding out what he's here for?
well, it could be, or we can get with other people, other kindred that are definitely not in favor of him being here. I made some calls and we're going to have some guests tonight.
Great. Wonderful. We've got a plan. That's huge. And if we got to make an army, we got to make an army. We've got friends in the night market now, too.
That's good.
Let me eat this fucking sandwich. Hang on a second.
Start to eat the sandwich, and Jet just starts to pass out and just sleeps on the couch.
I'm gonna wake my sister up. Like, I'm not gonna tell her to like fully get up, but I'm gonna at least let her know that Jet is here, that he was injured, but he's fine now, and that we're gonna get some people coming in the night, I guess, or like throughout the day. But I just tell her to go back to sleep, and we'll figure it out.
I think Tinny has not slept in like days. And so when Chunyal sits down at the kitchen table with a sandwich, she kind of like grabs a blanket and like sits next to him. And I think she kind of falls asleep at the table next to him.
Was getting ready to like text Shahad, but then sees the sun. It's like, right. Messages his sister to check in on her.
And she messages back, "Hey, you good?"
Could be better, but I'm okay. Are you okay?
This place is weird, but I'm okay.
Yeah. It's day now. Should I come over and we can talk a little bit more? Just the two of us until they wake up.
Is it safe for you?
Thinking about it. Like looks up after reading the message. Don't know.
And she types, and the typing stops, and your phone rings.
No, that's fair. Lifts phone up to here. Hey.
Hey. Her voice is hoarse from all the crying. What's going on? I don't understand what's going on. What is this?
So you know how I got let up go for my last gig and it's been hard to find work. Right?
Yeah. What does that have to do anything with this?
Well, some guy conned me and a couple of friends of mine into working for some application or app, and it's supposed to be easy money, and it turned out it wasn't. It turned out that it was kind of an invitation into this world, essentially. And there's no way to get out of it until it's kind of like a, what is it, like a pyramid scheme? A murder pyramid scheme.
And you were working for these guys, or?
Working to get to kind of close down some of their operations, kindred or vampires kind of thing.
Close down, so you know how to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So we can get rid of the ones who are grandma.
Absolutely. But this is, imagine like getting like a little taste of it at the beginning and then realizing it just gets bigger and bigger, and it's like a whole other world. There's more within just vampires.
I want them to pay what they did.
And they will.
I want to see them. Hey, promise me. Promise me I'll be there.
Be there.
I had to see what they did.
I promise.
You start to hear her hyperventilate, like it's suddenly hitting them that your grandmother's gone. As you hear the phone drop real quick, and she scrambles to pick it up.
Hey, B.
Sorry, I just can't. Is this real?
Tell me 3 things you see right in front of you, please.
There's some photo. Good-looking man. He's at the Eiffel Tower.
Mm-hmm.
I see an ashtray. I see these silk sheets.
And she starts drumming them.
2 things you can hear.
The clock. The birds outside.
Good. 1 thing you can smell.
Vanilla. Sounds like a candle.
Take a deep breath for me.
And
1 more time.
And as she exhales, she starts to cry, but not violently or anything.
promise me everything's gonna be okay.
Everything's gonna be okay. And they are going to pay. I'll make sure of it.
I love you.
I love you. I'll see you soon. They'll keep you safe.
And the phone drop. Well, the call ends. And you get a picture of your sister just head down into the pillows, all snuggled up in covers.
Just react with a heart and a hug emoji. Sleep well, sis. And I find like a recliner, like in terms of like in the corner of the living room. It's probably near the door, but like in the corner. And kind of curl into it and try to sleep, but I don't think he does.
The rest of you, as you try to sleep, Jet shoots up slowly. This house has rooms. And starts walking upstairs.
Yeah, genius. Make yourself at home.
Yeah, what he said.
Tinny's kind of like falling asleep on Chanyel's shoulder at the table.
The rest of you start to wake up, and it's early evening. The sun's still out, but it should be setting soon enough. The cold air from the outside, you suddenly realize that the 2 people that actually were staying in this place don't really feel the cold as much as you guys do. The heater is completely off. You guys are shivering.
I guess when you're dead, you don't have to worry about the heat, huh?
Why is it so cold in here?
Coralie, that's what I said.
No, but I mean, like, why do we keep it this cold? Imagine I've checked the thermostat multiple times now.
You check the thermostat and it is off. Like, literally, it is not even on.
Try turning it on.
You turn it on and you start to hear the radiators, the heaters to turn on, the centralized air, pumping hot air. You start to feel a little bit of comfort already, immediately.
Tinny has Coralie wrapped around. She's like wrapped the blanket around Coralie, and she's just shivering around Coralie.
너무 추워.
And you see Jihei say, "So sorry, I should have turned that on earlier. I completely forgot. I was just so worried and I was tired." You see her also bundled up.
It's all right.
I'm gonna go up to Chenyol's sister, and I kind of look at her and I go, I don't know if Chenyol's gonna be happy that I did this, but when we were racing out of his place, I grabbed this picture, and it's the picture, the ballet photo. And I go, I don't know, I thought maybe one of you would want to have it, so.
And you see her kind of smile and say, "Thank you. This is really kind of you."
Anyway, and then Tinny goes back to Coralie.
Oh, so cold.
And she asks Coralie in Korean, "Is there a thing between the two?"
And in Korean, I say, between who?
Your friend and Chanyeol.
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
I can speak Korean.
I'm just wondering.
I look at Chanyeol and then in Korean, yeah. Did you do anything?
Yeah. When? What?
Or whatever. It doesn't matter. I say in English. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna say some tea. Make some fucking tea. I don't fucking know. Like walks into the other the kitchen.
She takes the picture and she heads back to the room.
I'm just shooting daggers with my eyes at Chanyeol for no reason.
From the basement, the door opens. Is Jet back yet?
Yeah.
Tinny just points up at the room that he's in.
Oh. And she goes upstairs.
I'll go check on him too. Make sure that his hand's okay or whatever.
Coralie, don't let him bite you again.
I kind of liked it.
Okay. Ask when we're expecting visitors, if you can.
All right, I'll be right back. And I go up the stairs.
Tinny is just sitting with that new information.
And as you start to enter the room, there's no hiding it. They were speaking in Korean, and they would say, "These are dangerous guys. Make sure we're all on our best behavior. No guns, no nothing. We're on their land. Let's just be wonderful hosts." But he's like, "Okay, I get it. Never get to have any fun." She sees you and she's passing you, and she just boops your nose.
My head turns to follow. Huh?
And she starts walking down the stairs like she didn't even like listen to you.
Okay. Jet, can I come in?
Yep.
I open the door.
You open the door and he's sitting up. He's only in his boxers, and what you see, like, he is completely tatted up. So many tattoos. But what you notice, roll me a wits and medicine or intelligence and medicine.
2 10s, 2 7s, 3 7s, and a 6.
With all of those successes, you notice that underneath those tattoos, there's like this weird either mark or birthmark that creeps up from the neck going down all the way to the chest, and the tattoos are covering these kind of markings. You notice prominently in the tattoos, one is of a sleeve of a biblically accurate angel. And you see on the right is a bunch of different, like, animals, mostly snakes, serpents. You see there is a knife where their wrist is. You see that there are different kind of weaponry on the legs as well, and kind of snakes as well.
Coralie does not shy away from looking. She is, in fact, just watching and documenting all of these different marks. She looks at him and says pretty flatly, "Can I ask questions about your body?"
Buy me dinner first. Jesus Christ.
I'm asking first. You can say no.
It was a joke. And he goes to the closet. What do you want to know? And he starts to open it.
What's up with that underneath the tattoos? What is that?
It's nothing.
Okay. Is it something that you don't want to talk about, or is it actually nothing?
You really are interested about these things.
I went to school for a lot of the things that we've been dealing with, but I'm allowed to ask questions. I like answers. I like knowing things.
Well, there's a thing amongst us, kindred, that you aren't supposed to do. Kindred can absorb someone else's soul. And it's called diablerie. It's really frowned upon, so that's why I cover it with tattoos.
So you did something you're not supposed to.
I wasn't really in control of myself when I did.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But I cover myself. Not only with that, but because it helps. You notice that the snake on his neck was so familiar.
Poke the snake. What is this?
Each tattoo I can bring to life. I can see through them. And I need your help.
I help specifically or everybody?
You're enough for now. He brings out a tattoo gun. He brings out special ink. And he brings out a notebook. He turns over to a page of like these symbols. I need you to copy this one. And he points over and it says, it just says molten and flame. And I need you to tattoo them on each finger.
All right. That's not a problem.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
Oh, it will be perfect.
All right.
Listen, and Corley moves over to the bed and starts clearing a space so that they can both sit. And Corley sits down and sets the tools, goes into the bag that she's always carrying and pulls out some disinfectant and sterilization and says, part of the training of medical school that I think a lot of people don't really talk about is when you want to become a nurse or a doctor, you have to get comfortable with putting people into a little bit of pain for a long-term result. Did you know that there's a sort of test where if a nurse or a doctor cannot administer an injection or use needles on a patient, that they pretty much get slot into a whole nother discipline? It's a thing. Some people can't actually go through with hurting other people. It's a lot. But I can do this for you.
Jet's face is just fascinated with these words and this ideal, medical ideal that you are telling him. And he just says, then please. And he places his hand on your thigh.
Corley doesn't seem to notice. This is a common thing going on. Corley doesn't notice. She is meticulously laying out everything and is very precise in making sure everything lines up perfectly and it's set up in the exact order that she's going to pick up every utensil. And she goes about disinfecting the area. Probably doesn't need to because this guy's a fucking vampire, but whatever. Still goes through the motions. And as she is doing it, she has pretty decent bedside manner. And even though she has never used a tattoo gun before, does he bleed? And okay, the blood she doesn't shy away from the blood. She wipes it away. She keeps with the tattooing very, very steady hands. And goes moving with the flesh and doesn't seem to be hesitant whatsoever. The lines are perfect. They're crystal clear. She immediately begins to clean up as soon as she's done.
He says, you're natural. It's fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for not letting us die back there.
Just doing someone a favor, you know.
Who are you doing a favor for?
Chanyeol's sister.
Why?
She handles my money, you know. And she's been good to me. Not a lot of people take me seriously as someone like me being in my position. A lot of people who were in my position before were all these big wigs, these rich assholes. I was just like this kid from the streets who wasn't even from where they were. So,
if I'm totally honest, you do kind of give off a punk vibe.
that was kind of where I was at. And then I met David. That all changed. So, yeah. I'm an outsider to them. I'm an outsider everywhere. So, for GA to treat me the way that she treats me, I kind of owe it to her.
Yeah.
And besides, the rest of you just remind me of people in my life that I want to care for.
Are they all dead?
No. I hope not.
Okay. Well, if If you need anything else, just let me know. Hey, also, when are they going to arrive? The people that are supposed to be here.
He looks at the clock. Talked about 8 o'clock, so we got 2 hours.
Okay.
Gonna hop in the shower. If you guys need anything, there's spare clothes.
If you bleed, do your wounds get infected?
Never thought of that. I don't think so.
You shouldn't shower right after you get a tattoo. Your fingers are gonna get infected.
I'll be fine.
All right.
And he starts.
Corley just leaves without saying anything else.
As you're leaving, he doesn't even care. He starts tripping, and then he walks into the master bathroom, starts the shower.
Corley closes the door behind her and makes her way down. We've got about 2 hours before they get here.
What were you and Jet doing up there?
I tattooed his fingers.
What?
Excuse me?
Huh?
He said something about flame. I'm not sure. I could recreate the runes if you want, but
It's fine, Corley. I don't. Whatever. Just, what the fuck?
Wait, I would like. Can you give me a tattoo?
if you want.
Like just a fun one?
It's a fun tattoo.
Chanyal moves like one of the tattoos because upon getting the thousands of dollars that they had been getting, he's just been getting tattoos. So I don't know. He probably just like lifts like to he like lifts his shirt up and his pants a little bit down to like probably a stupid like smiley face tattoo like on the hip bone or something.
That's stupid.
It's a fun tattoo.
If I could
Do you want that?
No, I don't want that. Me and Chungyil don't have to have matching tattoos. Why would we have matching tattoos? That would be weird.
Why is that weird?
I feel like that's skipping several stages of, you know what, I'm not gonna say.
If everybody could just act real normal, please. Dear God.
Just asking questions.
I just thought it'd be cute if my best friend gave me a tattoo.
Jenny, you know I would do anything for you.
Oh.
You want a tattoo? I'll give you one. In fact, Jet's in the shower right now, and the gun is still on the bed if you want a tattoo.
You tattooed Jet on the bed and then he took a shower after?
Yes? Why does this seem like a loaded question?
Probably a cold one.
Tinny looks at Adrian.
Adrian walks into the other room. Just saying, and he's like laughing.
Let's just go. Yeah, let's go do it real quick.
Corley is gonna take Tinny into Jet's room and then sit her down on the bed, hold the gun and the ink, which I think you described as magic ink.
Which Tinny does not know this because you haven't told me this.
What do you want tattooed on you?
Oh, I don't know. Like I think like a nut and a bolt would be kind of cool, or like well, you know, I really like cats.
I could draw a cat.
All right, let's give me a cat.
Where do you want it?
And I guess Laurel can't think, so neither can Tinny. Surprise me.
As you turn on the gun, you start to hear in the shower someone scrambling. And the door opens, only to tell, "Stop. What are you doing?"
What are you doing? You're naked.
I'm not. Please don't. Please, you're not using the ink that we just used, aren't you?
We haven't done anything yet.
Okay. It is possible that Tinny might die if you tattoo her with that ink.
Oh. Good thing we didn't start.
Yes.
I close the ink. Maybe we'll find different ink.
He scratches his head. He goes into a box and it's like, just like other bottles, like these ones. And just walks up to you, Coralie, and just hands it over.
He walks up to me, towel around his hips. Oh, thank you.
I could have died just now.
Yeah. Different ink, different normal ink, good. Vampire ink, bad.
What's so special about the ink?
He kind of like flexes his left arm, the one that's not holding the towel up, and you start to see the snake on his neck move, go around his arm, and pass it over to you, Coralie.
Tinny throws up a little bit in her mouth.
Coralie holds the snake. Oh. Interesting. Kind of squeezes the snake very lightly, not to hurt it or anything. It's like to feel if it's solid.
It gives you a little nip.
Ow.
And he holds his hand back and it crawls back and traces back onto his neck where it used to be.
You know, on second thought, maybe I don't want to get a tattoo today.
Okay, well, if you change your mind, I'll use this other ink that won't kill you.
Okay, maybe I've changed my mind. Let's go do it.
All right.
Jesus Christ. He starts to walk back into the shower.
Then Coralie pushes Tinny backwards, so she lays on her back, and then reaches over. Do you want it on your hip? Maybe the other side, not the same side. That way you're not matching, because apparently that's bad.
Tinny at this point is kind of just like, yeah, okay, sure.
Again, Coralie would have went through the motions of making sure it's completely disinfected, right? And then cleaning up the area. And she's as gentle as she can be. Stella has never had a tattoo before, so I don't know if it fucking hurts or not. But Coralie tries to be as gentle as possible.
On the hip, yeah, that shit hurts. I think Tinny's kind of like, ooh, that hurts more than I thought that was gonna. That hurt more than when I got.
Ooh, do you want me to stop?
No, you already started.
It's just a weird little tail if I stop right now.
You started with the tail?
Yeah, where else do you start? You start from the bottom up.
Oh dear.
Why would you start from the top?
Chanyo!
That's just stupid.
I might have made a mistake.
I can't wait.
I think they're okay.
Do you guys like getting bit?
I'm not going to answer that question.
We're not gonna answer that.
Have I fed on you before? Wendy goes up to Chanyo.
No.
Yeah, you're not my type anyway. While Wendy is trying to have some small talk, Jet walks down the stairs pretty much like business, ready for business. They're not wearing their regular, like, leather jacket. They're actually wearing more of a formal attire. You start to see headlights reflect from the window. And Jet says, I guess we're doing this. Jet goes to answer the door. On his back, you see the concentric circles and the snake on his Howery. He opens. Welcome. Come in, please. Thank you for seeing us. I would have made the trip up to your abode, but we are in quite the predicament right now. You hear a woman's voice. Yeah, damn. Okay, I guess wasn't expecting you to be so formal. You see 3 people walk through the door, and there are, from a glance, maybe 4 people outside. 4 people outside stay there, and the 3 people come in. One, Dominican man, tight haircut, has like a scar on the brow, well manicured beard. He's in a kind of like silver herringbone suit, kind of like bright blue, not necessarily like bright navy blue, kind of sparkly tie. Expensive jewelry all over. Next to him is a woman who is in more of a subdued outfit, like kind of like a short blazer, like ruffle top, and like jeans and boots. Then you see the third person, Asian descent, kind of like flowy wolf cut, in like a puffer kind of jacket, very street wear, very tech wear like look to him. These are our guests. This is Angel Molina, Desmond Zhang, and Sofia Carvalho. They are part of the Anarch movement here in New York, and for you guys, basically, they run the less fortunate kindred. Man, I wouldn't call us less fortunate. We're just more open-minded. Angel pipes up. So, is this the spread, or what are these kind doing? They're the key for you to have a leverage over the Camarilla. So, please, they'll treat you with respect as long as you do them. Man, all right. He starts to sit down on like kind of like a bigger recliner chair. So, my name's Angel. Can I know who the fuck you guys are?
Daniel.
Adrian.
All right.
I'm Tinny. And this is Coralie.
Hi, I'm Coralie.
All right. So, they say you got dirt on some of those Camarilla fucks. What is it?
We destroyed what they have been wrecking house for. But they've been still looking after our asses, so.
Okay. What was it?
The Philosopher's Stone mean anything to you?
Do I look like I give a... And the woman pipes up. Excuse Angel. Angel is into business, but not this kind of business. Angel, shut the fuck up. Talking to you king like that? It's like, you ain't no king. All right? Fuck up. I'm Sophia. I make sure that they don't make a fool of themselves. Philosopher's Stone, yeah, I've heard about it. You saying you guys found one?
Yeah.
We destroyed one, actually.
Okay. Was it natural, or was it the one that the Dustborn been getting their hands into?
It was made.
Duskborn.
Ain't nothing natural about that.
All right, well, we've been having a problem because the Duskborn, mostly there are people, but with everything been happening, there's a lot of them that we haven't had accounted for. So, how about you catch us up in what's going on, and we'll see what we can do to help you guys out.
Yeah, I think we get into cleaner, like our origin with Gale and Carter and their fates. I don't. Chanyol, I look as he's kind of talking and we're like collaborating. I don't mention night market. I don't think, just in case. I think he's just like, we were able to find through magical context or something all sorts of people in the city apparently.
After explaining things, Desmond pipes up. So the mages know about this?
Don't know how much they do. We've only really met one mage.
Okay. It's not an old guy with like
What?
Chase. We call him Chase. He's a pain in the ass. He's the prince's lover. Just
Oh.
yeah. It's a whole thing, but it looks like Austin Collins is working outside of the Camarilla, which is good. We've been getting shafted by the Camarilla as of late, so this might be our chance to get like a little bit of real estate over here in New York.
Why haven't we heard about you?
Why? Well, we're you can think of us as the Camarilla's ugly step brother or something like that. Yeah. We're the ones with no pedigree. We're the young ones. We're the ones who operate outside of Manhattan and take care of our own, Some of us chose this and points over to Angel. Some of us didn't. Points over to Sophia. And we're just trying to live our lives. Well, the rest of our own life.
If you're out here taking care of your own, how do we know that we can trust you?
You can't. Because we don't know if we can trust you. We can't trust this guy either. And points over to Jet. This guy's from outside.
If you say that the Duskborn are supposed to be some of your people, then why are they operating outside of your control?
And why are somebody making a lot of them?
Which could easily fall into Camarilla hands.
Well, to answer your question and points over to Carly, we don't have enough money. So sometimes they just got to get their hands dirty, get jobs, get work where they can. If they need protection, like in terms of like somebody trying to kill them, then we step in. But all in all, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Now, about the mass embracing, we don't know what they were doing at the beginning, but now that we do, and now that we know who it is, we could probably bring that to a stop. Because we don't want to be like Jersey. Jersey is the war zone right now. So
Why?
Camarilla and Anarchs aren't the only sects out there. You got the Sabbat as well.
Christ.
There's a lot of vampires here in the eastern part of country, so we're just trying to keep New York, and keep it real.
Do you guys remember what Nancy said?
No.
Mm-mm.
Her just waking up one day and there was just a fuck ton of them, and then suddenly she was just in that lab, right?
It seemed like they were making them for this reason, like as many as possible.
Yeah.
I don't like this at all.
Well, you're not gonna like my suggestion then.
What?
Well, whether or not they know that you're going to be working with Anarchs, we're not really sure. But one thing is sure is they're willing to hear you out and meet you. So we're going to need you guys to go back into the lion's den and kind of figure out what they want.
I think you guys have forgotten that we are mortal. We're just people.
We can turn you right now.
No.
Or we can give you some kick.
What do you mean by that?
It's a little bit of our blood, and we can give you a little bit of that durability that you need.
I would feel better with some sort of durability.
Jet just says, I don't think that's a good idea.
We're not doing shit with our blood.
And Sophia's like, look, outsider, they're right. They're mortal. What if we give them a little bit of kick? And Jet just says, and have them infatuated with you for, you're basically just going to turn them into blood junkies? No, thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, you end up getting bonded to them.
Well, I'm so glad that you are here, Jet. Thank you so much. And Tenny is embarrassed, and kind of just slinks to the back of the group with her machete.
Well, we can provide you with weapons, but the thing is, Austin has a lot of men, and I heard he has help as well from an outsider. How do you think you want to deal with this?
I think we need more information.
I might have someone I could talk to for more information.
All right.
Tenny in the back goes, I'm good at talking to people and I'm good with guns, so.
One thing that I can promise you is you have safe haven in all the boroughs except Manhattan. And whatever you need in terms of weaponry, contacts, we can offer that to you.
What about weapons?
Sure. We have an arsenal outside right now if you want to pick out what you need.
Ooh, right now? Sorry, I got a little too excited about that.
You really did.
I think we should have a look.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And Tenny is the first out the door.
You see like 4 people there. A woman followed by 3 other men. The woman opens the door to kind of like a van. There's pretty much like guns sprawled over. We got these from a bunch of traders, a bunch of what would we call them? Bad people.
Okay, but how well will these work against other vampires?
Oh, they're made to kill us.
Explain. And essentially, Coralie will pull out her phone and start taking notes and wants to basically optimize our loadouts and try to, like, we don't know what we're getting into. We don't know what we're going to go up against. So to try to minimize what our blind spots might be, will literally just ask for them to explain everything that's in the truck and just takes notes.
The woman says, bring him out. He can explain it more. They go to the front of the truck and they bring out skinny guy. Looks like he's in his 40s. Can't really see his face. And then he pipes up, well, Monkey Wrench, is that you? Is that you all the way in New York City? And as you see a guy with a golden tooth, older man looking at Tinny, deep set eyes. Look at you all grown up.
You guys see Tinny's whole demeanor changes to something so lacking confidence. You haven't seen her look like this probably ever. And she looks so small and so scared. Nobody calls me Monkey Wrench anymore.
That I see that. You notice that this guy has handcuffs on. And he's being held. You feel a little secure. Can't do anything. What is this guy's name?
Oh, God. I think I called him Rex. I haven't... Tinny has not told anyone about this except Coralie, but Coralie does not know about Rex.
I think Coralie notices, perhaps not the context of anything, but notices Tinny shrinking. And has so far been so sensitive to things that threaten Tinny, and immediately will move up beside her, making sure that our arms are gently touching each other to make sure you're aware that she's here.
I think that does make Tinny feel more confident. And the fact that he is secured and handcuffed, once she sees that, she feels a little bit back in her element. And she kind of looks at him, and then she looks down at the guns, and she sees, tell me if this is there, but she sees like 2 heavy pistols.
Yep.
And she reaches for them instinctually and starts taking them apart in front of him, trying to kind of intimidate him.
Yeah.
And then without looking at him, she kind of refers to the group and she says, "This is Rex, and he's not my friend."
Heard.
I might not be your friend, but I helped you. I helped you be free.
Ain't nobody helped me. I don't know what you think you did.
Well, if the boys were still here, they'd beg to differ. But I guess we'll never know. Anyway, these are classified American-made arsenal to take care of our friends over here.
Where'd you get them?
Get them? We made them. Look, I've been meaning to tell you, to apologize to you. The money was just way too good to pass up, and we couldn't bring you.
Tinny kind of, in one hand, has taken apart a gun and putting it back together. And she cocks it, and she elbows him in the throat.
Damn fucking right.
I wasn't planning on going with you anyway. You're scum. And then she spits at his foot.
I might be scum, but you guys look desperate. And my toys over here can probably help you out.
Well, we're going to take them, but we're not going to thank you for it. How about that?
I don't need any other payment but Blood over there looks over to Sophia and just blows a kiss.
All right, well, pick out what you want then.
Yeah, we got incendiary rounds over there. You got a grenade launcher in the back. I'd kind of stay safe with that one. These bloodsuckers that you guys are going after, allergic to something? Anything? Garlic? Silver?
Light'll do it. Fire.
Oh, fire. We got fire over here. And they're just like are like looking like heavy duty flare guns. With like bigger incendiary rounds. And they pretty much give you what you need.
Is there incendiary rounds for the pistols I grabbed?
Yes.
Okay, that's what she's going to grab then.
Those are a good pair. Good eye.
I'd really prefer if you'd stop talking to me.
Orly reaches into her pouch, grabs a bunch of gauze, and just shoves it into his mouth.
Sophia comes up. Send him away. Clearly he's not welcome. He's put back into the front seat.
Yeah, I'm reaching for the flare guns. And if there's anything, unfortunately, we don't know any like specific weaknesses, but I think Tanya wants to look for anything that can help him with close combat stuff, even stakes.
Yeah, there are a bunch of stakes, but there are also like this weird, it's like a pair of tonfa that have stakes on the ends.
I'd really like a super serrated machete too.
Oh yeah, they have that as well.
Hell yeah.
I think Adrian would use get incendiary rounds and equipment to outfit onto his drone, like replace one of his drones with an incendiary type, as well as just 2 pistols, but not necessarily incendiary, like probably high caliber, like hollow point, meant to like do a lot of damage on exit kind of thing.
So you guys get everything. It's like, and Sophia, while walking back, you're gonna have to learn a lot more. We can give you a list of people to look for, either to lead you to Austin Collins, known vessels, known associates, things like that. So if you're asking me, because we can't directly be involved, we can give you all the resources you need, but you guys are going to have to move on your own.
We can do that. I do have a bunch of questions I have to ask, though. Who's the best person for me to speak to?
Man, all these questions, come on, just say it. Angel knows everything. And has people everywhere, whether they're Camarilla or not, Anarch or not. Angel's the person to go to.
Great. We're going to get along just fine. And I sit down across from Angel and I pull out my phone. And I'd like to use some of my edges and perks.
Sure.
Because I'm heavily invested in library. So Coralie would know the questions to ask in helping us just prepare for this sort of thing.
Yes.
I have how to halt them, who they are, and where they hide.
Okay. How to halt them? I think what I can give you right now is where they hide.
Okay.
You know that Café La Morte, La Morte, is in the Village. That is Austin's favorite restaurant. That's where he can get exotic blood and whatnot. There is also the Bike Club. It is a secret club around like Battery Park. There is also on the Upper East Side, one of his lovers, one of his paramours lives there. There is also in Midtown a strip club called Stardust, where he has his own kind of private thing for other kindred. And that's pretty much it. With those places, you can probably get names to who to talk to, and then you'll be able to kind of like jump in and figure out how to get more information on Austin Collins. In terms of David Min, the person that you can easily ask is Jet.
So Coralie will take all the names of the places and the paramour and essentially write them down into her phone. And she sinks back into the couch and she essentially starts Googling and researching all of these places, looking at reviews, pulling up photos, and begins to hyperfixate on trying to find the best place for us to go next in order to gather information, believing that right now we shouldn't make a plan to try to confront them yet. We should learn more about the places that they hang out. That way we know what to expect.
Huge.
So Coralie's probably going to spend hours doing this and is eventually going to ask Jet more questions, but focuses more on these places since these people are here right now.
Yeah, and Desmond kind of says kind of like wants to tap his phone behind your phone.
Yeah.
To send you some info.
Taps it.
And as he taps it, you get a list of addresses. He's like, it's all our safe houses. So if you guys need anything, there's a QR code attached to that. Just scan that at the door and you'll be able to enter.
Can you give me the phone number of someone to call if we need someone to pull us out or something? I know you can't get involved directly, but if we need someone indirectly, who do we call?
Yeah, we got his name's Jack. That's it. Just Jack.
All right.
Here's his pager number.
Okay. Writes that down. Any code word or anything I need to know about?
Nah. Just say Desmond sent you.
Okay.
All right.
Tinny's kind of just looking at Adrian during this whole conversation. And she kind of pokes him in the side. You've been real quiet today.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry, I'm just processing something, I guess.
all right.
There might be a way to get more information about the Camarilla that I'm thinking of.
Right. The thing that you haven't told me about that I'm not supposed to know about. But obviously I know about it because you're basically a brother to me.
What, like Shad? Is that what you're talking about?
No. What's that?
Don't be a fucking dick. All right, just
I'm not gonna pry. I just if you're thinking about it, I'll support it. Information is good.
yeah. Also, I want to make them pay.
I want that too. Especially for you.
For all of us, really, but selfishly, definitely for me.
I mean, you see me, I'm scrappy. I'll kick their asses. I'll do it.
We all know how scrappy you are, Tinny. Doing like a little.
And then Tinny starts kind of jumping around and punching nothing. Trying to make you laugh.
And you see Angel says, all right, we're done here.
Yeah.
Cool. And he waves over to Jet. Jet looks over to Wendy, and Wendy goes into the front closet, takes out a briefcase, and sets it on the table in front of Angel. You see, it is a load of cash. Angel closes the briefcase, takes it. Nice doing business with you guys. All right, don't die. And then they just leave.
Pleasant.
And Jet just like starts scratching his head. All right, that went far better than I would have hoped.
I specifically try not to open my mouth because I really wanted to get in a fight with one of those guys. So,
Good job, Chanyol.
I felt it. Like at the base of my stomach, I felt it.
Yeah, why the fuck are they running around with Rex?
Who's Rex?
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't have brought it up. I should have just...
Yeah. If you get to notice me being quiet, we get to like talk about that very obvious display of elbowing him in the throat. He abandoned you.
Well, he's the reason I'm abandoned, yeah. Him and a bunch of grifters, they killed my parents. And I worked for them until I could escape. And, well, Coralie kind of knew that. I kind of told her about that. But, I never thought I'd see any of them again because I thought I covered my tracks pretty good, like. So... But he's not a good person. He's a real bad fucking person.
He looks like somebody that in no way can find you. It just looks like fate just got your paths across again.
I think that this world is a lot smaller than we realize.
fucking seriously.
I don't think it's a good thing that he knows I'm alive, though.
It kind of seemed like he was a prisoner of some kind. Maybe we could take him off of their hands.
Titty kind of like smirks at you like a little bit, like, I don't hate that idea. But he's not our worry right now. He's not our worry right now.
Back burner.
Back burner.
Besides, I think he's best kept there with them. Because at least with them, he can't blab back to First Light, which is what me and our associates over there think of as the boogeyman, the worst thing ever.
First Light.
What is it?
Government sanctioned hunters, just like you guys, but with more funding, more jurisdiction.
Well, if we ever see them again...
You see Jet starts to take off all the proper attire, takes his shirt off, and just like, kind of like, all of you start to see that he has signs of anxiety. And this man is at the verge of a panic attack.
Jet?
What?
Nothing. Titty like sits down.
I'm sorry.
You need a smoke, man?
Yeah. And he grabs one from. And you notice with one of the tattoos, he produces a small flame. and lights a cigarette and kind of like shakes his hand.
How do I get me one of those?
I wish I could answer that.
Sorry.
No, no. I'm sorry. Like, look, this thing with my sire, my maker. I was just not ready to know that him being involved in this is just not something I expected.
We're gonna get his ass. I'll tell you that right now. We're gonna get his ass. You don't look very confident in me.
But you're the scrappy one, so I don't think it's landing as hard as you think it is.
And he starts punching again.
Look, I owe you guys an apology for being so
A punk.
distant and cryptic and a punk, yes.
Insana. It's okay.
Look, as much as possible, I didn't want you guys involved. But here we are. We have to deal with it.
We're in over our heads, so we can't get out. So
All we can do is meet it to the best of our ability, really.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, we go out looking like badasses.
worst case scenario.
We need to take this slow. So whatever we can get, we will get. Thankfully, nobody knows who Wendy is. So, and Wendy just salutes.
Well, Coralie?
Yep, I'm on it. You have a laptop I can borrow? I didn't exactly have time to grab mine.
Yeah. And he goes, grabs one.
As I'm opening it, clicking, I'm like, you're so boring. Fuck.
What?
Click, 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 click. Whatever.
As you guys are doing your research, do you want to talk to Shahad?
I go to like a corner of the living room. Not assuming not everybody is like fully engrossed, but like enough. Where I send a message to Shahad. Can we talk? Hope you're okay.
Right, immediately, of course. Tell me where you are. I'll be there as soon as I can. I will run to you. I will cross the river to get to you.
Okay, I love you. Just like, oof.
It's so extra.
Yeah, so extra. Like, Jesus Christ. Ears are on fire. It's just like, this location, like, it's really important.
It takes him an hour. Hear not like the doorbell. Jet's like, who? Looks around at all of you.
The contact I was talking about that might be able to help with info.
Okay. He looks through the peephole. He opens the door. Come in. Oh, my love, darling. Runs over to you. Grabs your face and just plants a big kiss on your lips.
Just lets him fuss over them. Like, just lets it happen.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Me too.
Not reacting at all.
That seems all about right. Hi.
Hey, are you okay? Are you taken care of? Is this heathen over here giving you, feeding you, taking care of you?
It's fine. Please don't call people heathens. Like, just like, I've been eating, had water, rest, everything. I'm okay.
He calms down a little.
Is my sister okay?
Vanessa, uh, while resting in your shoulder, like not really whispering, but tells you, Vanessa's with Ramona. They will be fine. They will be safe. I just was worried that if I brought your sister, that if I in the event that I run into trouble, that
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I hope you understand.
I do, and I appreciate it. Thanks.
What can I do for you, my love?
Like gestures to the couch. Suddenly very awkward. And sits down. Sees Coralie. Coralie is like, yeah, okay. Sits down. It had to do a couple of things. One, the offer. Definitely.
As you say the offer, Coralie stops typing, closes the laptop, and then goes upstairs.
That's what you key into, like while watching.
Sorry.
Jet does say, Adrian, you okay?
I'm okay. Really.
He nods and he starts leaving you two alone. And then you hear Wendy leave them alone. You're no fun.
Like looks back, like sees Wendy like probably like fading on backwards. Amazing.
My offer, would you like to?
Yeah. But before we do that, just I do have some questions. Like I know you've told me some stuff, but I haven't talked or asked about anything.
Ask me anything you want to know.
You're a part of, I know there's like factions and stuff.
Yes.
You're a part of which one?
The Camarilla. Yes. They are an institution. They make sure that we have a proper life on life.
I see. Do you know someone named Austin?
Collins. Yes. Yes, I do. He's unsightly. I don't quite enjoy his company, but he is a serving member of the Camarilla. We haven't had any problems with him. At least I haven't. But if he's a problem, then I will make sure that I protect you.
And I appreciate that. I don't think we know enough, but it's noted, I think.
He's a bumbling idiot that's afraid of white cats and definitely, if anything, you ask me, for someone who claims to love fine dining, shies away from the best restaurants.
Interesting.
I think it's a aversion to garlic. He has one of those things.
Oh, interesting to know. Thanks. I didn't know that y'all were allergic to garlic. Like, is it like case by case, kind of?
Of course. I can't promise you that you won't come out without quirks.
Right. If he was a part of like a mass embracing thing, is that a bad thing?
It's awfully terrible, of course.
Okay. No proof, but that's
Like I told you, I had to talk to the prince to get permission to embrace you.
though there's procedure and things.
There is procedure, yes.
There's different kinds of kindred, right? Would, if you did embrace me, I would be like you?
Of course.
How does it work?
I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Your death will be of my hand, but this death will be only temporary. I will have to bury you in the ground, but once you emerge, I will be there waiting.
It'll hurt.
It'll hurt for me, but for you, it'll just be bliss. To see the life drained from you will be sad, but eternity will greet us once you've awakened.
Okay. Like hands are sweaty, wipes it on his pants.
He sees your apprehension and says, I know I've been very forceful,
Not really.
but take more time. I want you to do this because you want to, not because you think that you have to. And he looks around with like the boxes of arsenals, like the arsenal of weapons. I will protect you. Please.
I reach for his hands, both of them. I know that, and I've been thinking about it for a while already, but after everything that happened, I feel useless. I feel mortal. I've been feeling mortal for my whole life.
And only as a mortal, you still captured my heart. You are capable of anything, Adrian. My love, my darling, my sun, my moon, my stars.
You're laying it on thick, buddy. Like, just like you're just you're romantic, and it's so different than anything. Anyway, squeezes his hands. But I have thought about it. And because I wasn't strong enough, my grandmother died.
That wasn't your fault.
But I led it to her door, though.
We tend to cause pain when we merely are trying to do the best that we can. That doesn't mean that we should blame ourselves when the worst happens. As someone who's lived a few lifetimes, I know what that feels like.
I'm sure.
And he stands up, taking your hands and leading you to the door to his car. Do you get in?
I take a moment. And I see like the seat available, and I look back at the house. And kind of implied to everybody except for Chunyul what's gonna happen. And that was by design, because seeing the picture of him adamantly being like, you're not gonna do it, right? Obviously you're not gonna do it. And chose not to say anything. Bites his lip before nodding, getting into the passenger seat of the car.
As the rest of you at a distance hear the car door shut, the car driving away, you head down where Adrian is nowhere to be found. About 2 days after your grandmother's passing, about 2 days after the attack, 2 days after being in this new expensive loft in Manhattan, Vanessa, you are greeted by the sunset. This lavish room with curtains hanging from the bedposts, You venture out, and this loft is filled with insanely old, insanely expensive antiques. You see from different countries, this whoever owns this place, this Shahad person, has taken a good pride in collecting wonderful, very valuable antiques. Your brother, last you saw them, told you to hang tight as they would take care of the problem that has gotten you into this insane situation. A few days ago, you wouldn't even believe anyone who said vampires are real and that are roaming the streets of New York City. But now, I think you have a different idea. How are you feeling right now? And in this living space, what are you doing?
I think right now I'm just walking around. Like, this is the only place that I've known for the last 2 days, and there's only so much room that I can walk around before it just becomes the same thing all over again. Um, it's sunset, so I'd actually right about now. I assume there's a window that I can look out and watch the sunset. Um, and the view's nice, I'll give them that, but it just reminds me that like when the sun sets is when they come out, and I guess I'm glad I'm in here.
As the brown, barren trees that are all around Central Park turn to blue as the moon finally sets in the sky, Ramona, you have now awakened from your torpor. What you know is that tonight is the night. Shahad has left to, unfortunately, add another addition to your family. Adrian's embrace is going to tonight. How are you feeling and what are you up to?
I'm just figuring if since we're expanding the family, I might as well add an addition myself. Um, Probably getting ready for the evening. Making sure I look nice. You know, I care a lot about my appearance and about my presence. You know, I always want to make a good impression on people. It's a really big deal to me, and especially tonight I really need to make a damn good impression. Um, so I think it's a lot of that. I think that also typically when she's getting ready, maybe she likes to listen to music, but this time she's not listening to anything. It is just her eyes locked in the mirror and going almost like with fervor as she makes sure every detail is perfect with a level of anger and control um that kind of contradicts what is typically a moment of self-preening.
And as you prepare and get ready, you leave your quarters and you see Vanessa there in the living room, just staring out to the window, seeing the city pass by without them.
Hey. Hi, how are you doing?
How do you think?
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That was probably a stupid question of me. Yeah. No, that's Have you eaten?
No.
Okay, well, I don't want to pressure you or anything, and I'm so sorry. I've been such a crap host, but um I made sure to run out and grab you some food in the fridge. I don't know what you would like. I got some Italian quick meals. I have not eaten human food in a really long time, but if you need anything too, you can order a pizza or whatever's gonna make you comfortable, okay?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's fine, thanks. I'm sure whatever you bought, I can eat anything. Whatever you bought will be fine, I'm sure.
I think she's gonna kind of cross over a respectful distance away, but now better able to see what's going on and try to figure out what's going on in Vanessa's head. Um, Maybe watch her for a little bit.
Yeah, she's like doing everything she can to like not look at you. Like she barely looked at you through the entirety of that exchange, and she's focusing with intent out the window. Her eyes are probably a little red from crying. Um and she's trying really hard not to cry in front of you. Uh so like her mouth like she keeps worrying her mouth like back and forth like that way that you do when you're trying not to cry.
Ramona's gonna clock that and walk over to, I picture a really lovely couch, like a love seat that is behind in a subtle way of I'm picking up the vibes and I'm not gonna look at your face until you want to. Maybe she's gonna turn on some music, something calm, you know, peaceful. Um so I'm guessing you heard then, right?
Heard what?
Well, about Adrian being turned tonight. I'm sure that's really uncomfortable for you.
Okay, then I think at that point she might like she looks over at you like not wanting to believe what you said, and it's like, no, he said he wasn't going to do that because he didn't need to do that. Like why would he do that when they're who killed our grandma? Why?
Ramona's gonna let you feel it out, right? And she's gonna go, "Oh my god, I am such a fucking idiot. I can't God, I'm so sorry, honey.
Well, clearly fucking not if he's doing it and I
Oh my god, he didn't tell you about
about what?
Vanessa, this is not super easy to say. I mean, I figured they would have told you by now, but they've taken someone on in their life. Um a partner. Um that's who's turning them. That's who they're turning for.
So what? He's fucking Shahad?
Whew. I really like how direct you are. That's that's a really good quality. Don't lose that. I've been around for a really long time and I feel like the world would be a lot better if people were direct. So yes, it's started with them fucking. Absolutely.
That's not what I meant, and you know it. So Shahad's turning my brother when my brother wouldn't turn for me?
Yeah.
Some fucking bullshit. That's what that is.
I agree. I I can say I also have been feeling a little bit left out, shortchanged.
So what were you like? Were you a part of the situationship too? Is that like is it a whole thing like you and my brother and Shahad and like who else fucking wants to, you know, fuck? Jesus.
I was, but I again, I thought that I saw how close you two were, and I would never imagine that somebody would, I just saw you two, and I figured that you were in the know. I didn't even imagine that Adrian wouldn't have filled you in. This feels so gross.
Yeah, no, he shacked me up here and told me he was going to take care of the problem. And then I've been here for 2 days, and I guess taking care of the problem means becoming the things that killed. Like, look, no offense, I told him that maybe we should, but he was all, no, we don't need to do that. All we need is each other. We're not going to do it. And then he fucking goes behind my back and does it anyway. You said you got me like quick meals, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And now I don't know how I forget the laws here, but I also do happen to have some wine. Or I got apple juice. I don't know if you're a fan of apple juice. I'm impartial to A positive myself, but I don't really know.
I think like the apple juice is the thing. Like this is probably the first time the ridiculousness of it. The ridiculousness of it is probably what's gotten Vanessa to laugh for the first time in 2 days. Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll have some fucking microwaved Italian and a glass of apple juice. I think. Well, I mean, what else? What else can I do right now? Sure or not?
Ramona's gonna let her sit with that and kind of sit with what else can I do right now? And maybe walk over to the fridge and pour you out that apple juice. I think she's gonna put it in a wine glass. Just because that's kind of her main thing. Maybe trying to lean into it, trying to make you laugh even more, trying to play into the absurdity of it. And then heat you up shitty little frozen lasagna. And I think she's either gonna undercook it or she's gonna very much overcook it. Like the microwave goes off for like maybe 5 or 6 minutes. While she's doing her thing. But the entire time, right, while doing all of this like perceived silliness and stuff, her eyes are very, very, I mean, mainly when Vanessa isn't looking, very observant and watching and calculating. And then finally the oven beeps, she grabs everything. It's boiling hot, but she doesn't really notice. As she walks it over and sets it down, and goes, "So you're feeling, forgive me, I don't want to intrude.
You know the time to cook these is on the box, right? Did you throw the box away before you put this in the microwave?
Oh, oh my god, I genuinely thought that this was just something humans knew how to do. I thought it was like cooking like a steak or something where you could just see where it was at. Oh my god, wow, I am such an old shit. This is so fucking embarrassing. Do you want me to make you another one? I bought a bunch.
No, it's fine. I'm sure the middle of it is fine. The microwave never cooks the middle properly, so I can just eat the middle. It's good. I don't know if I can eat that much anyway, so thanks, I guess.
I mean, hey, one of the benefits to being one of these spooky bitches, huh? She's gonna, I think maybe there's like a drawer in the end table or something like that, like one of those bar coolers nearby, and she's gonna pull out like one of those medical bags of blood and pour it into another glass and start drinking. She's gonna see your face and go, "Oh my god, do you want me to put this away?"
I mean, you know what? You're already there. It's the blood is out of the bag at this point.
Listen, I never want you to have to deal with something you don't want, and I'm never gonna try to put anything on you. So I can put this away.
It's fine. Meanwhile, I'm taking a fork and trying to like cut the middle of the lasagna out to try to eat what I can of it.
Is it supposed to do that?
No.
Okay. Are you
Look, you're not that spooky. If anything, you remind me of like, I don't know, some of the girls from high school that I don't really interact with.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know. I don't interact with them, so I don't know if it's a good thing or not.
Well, how unlucky for them, huh?
I just take a fork full of lasagna. The middle of the lasagna is actually perfect, while the rest of it is like charred.
She's gonna take a sip of blood from the goblet again. Just the eyes, very much like a watching you as you eat, and she's gonna set the goblet aside and be like, "Fuck, I can't eat right now either. If I'm being honest."
Is it eating? You're drinking.
I guess sure. I mean, but drinking, I don't, I've never really thought about that before. I mean, I eat it for sustenance, but I guess that for you. And she gestures at the apple juice. I guess, I mean, that would also not be. I mean, that would be sustenance. I've never really thought about it, but I could say eating. Eating works. Just if I eat it, it makes me feel like I need to take a fork at it.
That I don't think that would work properly, but it's six of one, half dozen of another. It's fine. So, okay, you don't know how to make a microwave meal. You don't know that the instructions are on the back of the box. How long have you been that then?
Oh, wow, that is whew. Okay. Uh 238 years, give or take. Like once you hit the 100-year mark, you kind of stop counting, if I'm being honest. Wait, so how many years do you have on you? If that's okay. I don't know if that's polite to ask.
18.
And your sibling is how old again?
Yeah, he's 25, so we're 6, 7. It depends on the time of the year, but we're basically like 7 years apart.
Still much closer than them and Shahad then.
How old is Shahad?
We kind of have this ongoing joke that I'm not supposed to bring it up, right? It makes him feel like a bit of a geezer. So, frankly, I lost count. It's probably about 600. What can I say? I like him a little bit older, right?
Jesus Christ.
So, how are you dealing with the fact that Adrian is going to be
Well, not well, obviously. You keep bringing it up and it just pisses me off.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just I'm hearing you and I'm seeing you and I'm just seeing a lot of myself right now because I Shahad means a lot to me and I care for him very, very deeply, and I also feel kind of cast aside right now.
I guess I get it. I mean, I just wish if he changed his mind, even if I even if I might not necessarily want to do it now or ever or eventually, I guess I just wish he would have told me first, you know? Like he said. He said he didn't want to. And maybe he just thought that I think he was dumb for changing his mind.
I mean, I, you I can't imagine trying to preserve your own dignity, with somebody who you're supposed to care about, who's like, one of your partners in life, and trying to keep it away. Why? Because you're embarrassed? That's just,
You think he's embarrassed?
I don't know. I can't even imagine keeping that big of a secret from somebody you're supposed to be close to. I can't even fathom that, especially when it comes to this, and almost how selfish it feels to deprive you of it and then to take it for themselves. Not even cluing you in?
But, well, okay, but maybe it wasn't his decision. Like, maybe Shahad was like, I mean, like, I'm not going to say he's being forced to do it. It doesn't sound like that. But, like, maybe Shahad wore him down, you know? Maybe, I mean, I wanted to do it because I wanted to get back at the people who hurt my grandma. And, I figured he would want to do the same thing, but I mean, I guess I just wish I knew what changed his mind.
I I wish I knew too. I I still can't believe I just loudmouthed it, to you, but she's gonna lean back. You know, Shahad is not, super messy or indelicate like that. He's got a very kind heart, which is rare for somebody who's his age. Um, and I'm not saying this to try to make things worse or stir the pot or anything, but just so that I think you deserve to know the situation. And with Shahad is very, very much a response based. He's not the type to try to force something like this on someone. And have you still do you still happen to have any thoughts about maybe avenging your grandmother?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I know that there's not a whole lot that I can do. They were way more powerful and, you know, a vampire.
Guess you need a friend then.
Now, humor me, I guess. Why did you turn?
um Part of it was love. That's for sure. That's for sure. But another really big part of it was I had dealt with a lot of injustices in my life, and I realized that there was one very direct way for me to be able to set things right and get the justice that I deserved and that I wanted. And I had Shahad there to help me and guide me and give me strength and understanding, and also just Shahad there so I had a person while I went through all of it. Um I got it. It took a while. But it's cuz I was also wronged too. Now, please forgive me if this is out of line, okay? This is I know that this is going to sound weird and you know, I don't know, too much, but you still can be turned, right?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but those fucking monsters that killed your grandma are still out there, and it seems like Adrian is a little bit too wrapped up in Shahad to get rid of them.
So you don't think he's turning to get rid of to help to avenge our grandma? He's turning just because Shahad wants him to?
Almost worse, I think he's turning because he wants to. But for Shahad, to be with Shahad, frankly, I seeing the way that those two were around each other, God, it was like Adrian forgot everything. And it's all about Shahad now.
Look, clearly I've been here for 2 days, and look, don't get me wrong, you're pretty good company, I guess, but it's not like having my brother.
Oh, no, yeah. I would never try to take your brother's spot or anything like that. That would be ridiculous.
Look, let's be real. You are the farthest thing from my brother than I think I could get, and like a person could get, and that's fine. Like, I mean, I guess you're cool. You brought me lasagna. That's great. Thanks for the lasagna. Um, I don't know. If I make the decision, I don't want it to be just because I'm mad at Adrian for going off and doing it without me. I want to make the decision because it's still what I want to do. And right now, I want to do it just because he wouldn't do it for me.
But anger doesn't really discount what you're feeling. Anger isn't anything bad. It just means maybe that this is something you want. And don't let anger be almost this sign not to do it. It's just another symptom. It's another part of it, right? Once you consider emotions and all these things to be, these negatives, that's not fair to you. That's not fair to anyone. Our emotions are the way vampires bleed. I wouldn't say it would be out of anger. I think that it's because you realize you deserve a lot better. And that your grandma deserves a lot better.
Don't let my anger stop me from making the decision that I've always wanted to make.
Yeah. Always. How long have you been wanting this? Just gonna kind of kick back and grab the wine again and start sipping.
Well, basically, since I found out who did what they did to her.
Wait, so I'm sorry. So did Adrian know that you wanted to to change, to be turned? Like, did he?
Yeah, I told him that we should to get revenge, and he was like, "No, we don't need to become them to get revenge on them. We're better than that. We have each other." All this,
And then he picked one over you.
Yeah. Fucking stashed me in his house like I'm one of these fucking antiques, and I kick there's probably like some sort of stand with some sort of priceless thing on it. I kick it. Like, not hard enough for it to like fall over, but hard enough to be met.
No, break it. Break it.
Are you sure?
Do it. Be angry. Come on, go ahead. Kick it down. Who gives a fuck? Right?
Yeah. I do kick it. I kick it hard enough to knock whatever the breakable thing is over.
See? And if anybody gets mad at you, guess who's gonna have your back? Be angry. You get to make decisions when you're angry. And you know what? I know we don't know each other, but I've got you through and fucking through.
I think that's... You say be angry, and there's something in her that just like bubbles up. Like, she's been so sad, and she's been so kind of like focused on like the revenge of it. She's been angry inside, but she hasn't been allowed to be angry outside. And she's been in this apartment that's full of things that she got the impression that she wasn't supposed to touch and everything like that. So she sees like the broken pieces of whatever it is that she just knocked over on the ground. And I think something inside her just like breaks along with it. And like, you see tears start to form in her eyes as she like gets up. And as you're saying everything that you're saying, she goes around and she just starts breaking more shit.
Why on earth would Adrian try to keep this side of you away? This fire, God, you're like the fucking sun right now. And oh God, I can't. Why in hell would he lock you away?
I should be out there. I should be fucking out there. And like she's like trying to like pull down the curtains from like the 4-poster bed, and they're really heavy and made of velvet, and she can't really do it. But like she's still trying. I think at that point, like when she finds something that she can't break, she just like she's fully crying and she's.
Is it okay if I hold you for a bit or like put my arm around you?
Yeah, and I think actually I'm gonna turn and like actually like run, like not run to your arms, but I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna be. Why won't he let me help? Why? Why does he always have to? Why is it always him that has to do the fucking protecting? Why can't I protect something for once in my life?
You can. You still can. Your life is not based in what Adrian wants from you or what Shahad wants with Adrian. You are strong, you are brilliant, you are fierce, and that is something that is very rare, especially nowadays, is somebody with that fucking fire. You don't have to be the person that Adrian wants you to be. You can be the person that you want to be. And you need to also learn to trust yourself.
Ever since this whole fucking thing happened, Adrian has been telling me what to do, has been telling me where to go. He stashed me here with stay here. Everything will be fine. I'll take care of it. I'll come back for you. It's just you and me. It's just you and me. And it's not, because he went off and he did this without me. And I wanted us to be together, but clearly he doesn't want us to be together. And I fucking.
She's just gonna gently like do some reassuring like back rubs. I think maybe she's gonna grab a bit of the bed tapestry and hand it over for her to like dry her tears with. And be like, you fuck it up. Listen, when you exist like me, stuff is just stuff. You break shit. You throw shit. If anybody gets mad, they're gonna have to go through me.
So does that mean that you can, like Shahad did, you can?
Yeah. And again, I want it to be entirely your decision. There's no benefit for me whether you turn or not. I just want what's best for you. And you know, when I was in your spot, it felt like a hand around my heart. Every day having to be held back by my own humanity, by my own brittle bones, by just all of this. But no, it's, if you want, you don't have to be scared.
Yeah, I'll let you help me up and sit on the bed. I still want to. That hasn't changed.
I know you were worried about it being a rash decision out of anger, but it seems like just the opposite, that the anger is giving you the boost you need to make the decision you've wanted to make the entire time.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Either way, Vanessa, I think that you are a brilliant girl, and I think you need to trust yourself, but there is something I want to ask you, and something I think you should be asking yourself is, you have the rest of your life in front of you, whether it be centuries long or 60 more years. But my question is do you want to live for Adrian, or do you want to live for yourself?
Let's do it.
And as the night goes, there is a ritual to all things. this is not exempt from that. Vanessa, you feel yourself looking into the sky, the moon high, and the moonlight touching your face. You call back to the sunset. You realize that was the last time you will be seeing the sun. And as the world around the moon goes dark, you feel weak. Can't feel anything else, no motor skills you can control. You feel warm blood gushing down your throat. The next thing you see in front of the moon is Ramona with their piercing yellow eyes.
Okay, everything's gonna be okay.
And as with those words, fall asleep. The next moonlight that touches the ground, your hand crawls and breaks through the surface. Feel stronger. Feel more lighter. Everything. The senses, you hear everything around you. Heartbeats, blood rushing. Ramona, you are greeted by your child.
You're fucking perfect. Now let's start the rest of your life.
You make me nervous. 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 You have a way of making me sweat when you walk in the room. My heart skips a beat.